Okay, so you want to know what my secret is to removing accounts from a credit report, regardless of what they are? As long as it's not child support, then I'm going to show you and share with you right now. You see, the first thing that you want to understand with factual-based disputes is that there's 17 different elements of an account that you can dispute, and that is what we use to support our arguments, right? Now, you can go after the account number, credit limit, terms, status, high balance, date of last payment, monthly payment, date of last activity, date closed, responsibility, payment status, creditor name, filing date, court name, late payments, notice of dispute, payment status details, sold to, transfer type, charge-off amount, date of first delinquency, payment amount, past due balance, balance frequency of payments, and date opened. Okay, this is all for just one negative item on any account. All right, but the first thing that you need to understand and that you want to get familiar with is that each of these has their own impact. And what I mean by impact is that they fall somewhere between high impact and very little impact. And knowing this is going to be the difference between getting your results and wasting time and money, right? So just a couple examples, and I can give you examples all day long. If we look at the top, high impact, such as the evolution line method, and I am posting that webinar link down in the description so you can understand how to reuse these. It's going to be date last active, date last paid, and activity after close date. And again, these are just 3 of them, but understanding not only what these are, but how they influence each other is going to be the difference in your results. Okay, so date last active is going to be the date that the account was last active. You paid and you never paid again, right? So this is going to influence when your account naturally comes off. So if you have 3 different dates in the date last active, then that means that your account's got to come off at 3 totally different times. Okay, so that is a huge inaccuracy, and I see it almost 100% of the time. Okay, now date last paid influences date last active. Okay, the date last paid and the date last active are 2 huge ones. So let's go look at date of last payment. This date will change when the account will be removed, so make sure it's reported accurately. Date of last activity. Now, one thing that you want to understand is that the oldest date is normally the accurate one. So newer dates mean the account has been re-aged, and this is a violation. Okay. So some of the things that really have no impact and that you really shouldn't go after are going to be these here at the bottom of the pyramid. You see how there's like a ton of them? Type, term, status, open date, balance, monthly payment, past due. Now, a bit of a caveat here. If the balance or past due or monthly payment are inaccurate, meaning the actual balances, the numbers, the amounts are different across the board, then now, this is a blatant inaccuracy and jumps to the top of the pyramid. Okay, so please be aware of this. Now, stuff in mid-level is going to be first date of delinquency and date last reported. Now, just a bit of a note here on date last reported. Date last reported is going to be the date that says date last reported, status update date, something like that, right? Now, this is when the bureaus go and they investigate your dispute. They quote unquote verify it as accurate, and they're supposed to change that date now to be when they quote unquote verified it, right? So if they don't change it, but they said that they verified it, then obviously that means that there was no investigation. Okay, so that is why it is a mid-level dispute, because it's pretty darn important. You can prove that they didn't do anything, right? Now, notice a dispute is a violation. It's required to be on your account within 30 days of the date that they received your dispute. I believe I have it down here at the bottom, right? Notice a dispute required within 30 days of the receipt of first dispute under Section 623 FCRA and 806B FDCPA. And I put this on here probably 6 years ago, so I think it's not 808, it might be 807. Okay, so that may be inaccurate, but 623 FCRA is 100% accurate. Okay, so I hit them with a notice of dispute all the time. Another violation is mail signed for but no response. Okay, now this is normally what those other companies go after that are not using factual based disputes. They are just banking with all their eggs in one basket that the bureaus are not going to respond. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind is that just because they don't respond doesn't mean that it says that they didn't. It doesn't mean that it doesn't say that they didn't respond in the system. So most of the time it will say that they received the mail. Sorry, I just hit my mic. And they will also say that they did respond. So it's going to be a little bit difficult if you don't use certified mail on that. Now, for most businesses, that's not going to be feasible unless you charge your client for it. But as a regular consumer doing it yourself, you will want to send out certified mail. Now, a lower level dispute is going to be payment history, unless it's blatant, and comments. Now, what would be a comment? Well, if they sold or transferred the account, but they're missing other information, or it says they sold or transferred the account, but they're reporting a balance on the account, or a monthly payment, or a past due. Okay, that is a huge inaccuracy. Okay, so again, I'm just breaking these things down so that you can understand what I'm talking about. Familiarize yourself with this and use it to get your results. All right. So 2 violations. We have violation bingo tactic. And if you want to know about that, I may do a video on it. I believe I may have introduced it maybe 4 years ago. But if you're interested, post it in the comments. Let me know and I will teach you all about violation bingo. Okay. Another one would be failure to correct or remove inaccurate data. And then again, we have our very little impact last resort dispute reason. So as you can see, a lot of these are not so impactful, and some of them are very impactful, and knowing where they fall on this pyramid is going to be the difference between getting results and not getting results. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this link with the dispute reasons and the breakdown of what they are down in the description. And unfortunately, I cannot share this pyramid, but I have a bunch of other pyramids that I've broken down and explained. So it's very simple to use the keyword search on my channel, youtube.com/expertcreditsweeps, and put in the word pyramid and it'll come up, because this is all part of the bulletproof dispute letter series. All right. So that is it as far as these dispute reasons go, but I have a bit of an announcement. All right, so I changed the date for my workshop to teach you how to make your own credit repair software. It's coming up on December 15th. I added 2 different parts, so I pushed it out about 2 weeks, and you can use the link down in the description and that you also see at the top of your screen to go and register for this. It is 100% free, and today is December 5th. It is 10:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it's 9 days and 14 hours and 46 minutes away from now, right? So if you want to save time, if you want to save money, if you want to stop paying for credit repair software, and or you want to automate your process, or just learn a little bit about how to be, more productive on your computer and make some ghost fingers work for you instead of you working for yourself, then head over, register for this, and I will see you there. Otherwise, if this is too much for you and you don't want to learn about statuses and why one thing works with another, head right over to my740.com, my740.com, the link you see at the top of your screen. Schedule a call with me and I will see if I can do the credit sweep for you, because obviously I already know how all this stuff works, and you can go and look on any one of my videos and see that I know what I'm talking about. All right. So if you are frustrated, if you don't want to do this, if you don't have the time to do this, if you're a truck driver, if you're in the military, I have a lot of truck drivers and I have a lot of military and I even have law enforcement, then, or if you're just a regular consumer and you don't fall into those categories, that's totally fine. Head over to my740.com, schedule a call. I will see if I can help. But otherwise, right now, smash that like, subscribe if you haven't done so, and I will see you later.